what was the players' reaction to minicamp being moved up by a week?
Oh man, we're ecstatic. We were always going to work hard, but that adds a little extra motivation there. Get a little chance to get some work in and get off for another break before the real bullets start flying.
Getting a chance to join the team in OTAs instead of coming from midway through. Did you look forward to this maybe more than other years because of that?
Oh, 100%. I said a good little bit last year. This place fits me. I love this team. I love this defense. I love those players in that locker room. So having a chance to be around them and build something, that we weren't able to build, later in the year, early now, and get that camaraderie and everyone closer, you can't beat that.
What did it mean, the commitment they made you contractually and all that?
Oh, it meant everything to me. One, opportunity to continue playing football, and I think for me, the opportunities that it's done for my family, being able to do certain stuff for my mom, my wife, my son, and make sure they're good. So that was big for me. I owe this organization a lot, and I'm excited and looking forward to doing that.
For a year, and after being traded twice in a year, just how nice is knowing you have that stability of I'm going to be in one place for a little bit.
It's good. I'm expecting for the mental to be clear and get out there and go play my best football yet, because I haven't done that thus far. So I'm excited.
How special was that when you bought your mom a car and her reaction?
Oh, it was the best. Something I've dreamt about since I was 6 years old, man. Being able to do that, and once, we got the news that the contract was, everything was good, I flew back the next day and went on and, got it done for her. So it was perfect.
You kind of alluded to it towards the end of last year, but looking back on it, having to move your family twice in the span of a couple months, and then trying to make the playoffs and everything, learning new defense, how stressful was just all of that on you?
It was so stressful. I'll tell you this, maybe around April, me and my wife finally, we were, laying down, and we looked at each other and we're like, dang, I finally feel clear-headed. With everything that was going on, we couldn't focus on our situation. We just had to attack what was next, and having this time off to really, truly, think about and ponder on what happened. It's a blessing to be where I am now, but like I said earlier, I'm more focused on now playing my best football, and going out here and being the best linebacker that this team's seen. So
you feel fully settled in now?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely settled in. Playbook's coming, and I just feel great. I'm excited about the opportunities that we have, excited about where we're at and where we could be. So.
What about health-wise? How are you doing after the knee, whatever you had it was on your knee?
I'm feeling really good. I'm getting back in the mix right now with the guys. So I'm excited. Like I said earlier, haven't been able to, play my best ball, and whether it be the knee or whether it be, other circumstances. But I'm excited for this year, truly.
Was that kind of nagging you all the last season at all, or?
Yeah, it's been nagging me for 2 seasons. Just been playing through it. Was able to finally get it, fixed and corrected this off season. So I'm excited now for, like I said, for what we got and how I can potentially push us a little bit more.
With that clear mind, you mentioned learning the playbook. You got thrown into the mix in the middle of the season with everything else that's going on. How much do you feel like you're ahead of the curve right now from a mental standpoint with learning this complex defense, maybe some stuff that you didn't learn last year?
Yeah, 100%. I'm able to kind of make things easier for everyone else. So make calls ahead of when they're supposed to be called. Get the D-line lined up. And I'm still learning it. Still learning the fine-tuned details of it. But as far as a mental space and where I'm at, I'm clear and ready to go.
How do you feel about your other South Carolina Gamecock on the roster?
I love it. I love it. It was good. He came in for his visit. I was able to see him, sit there, talk with him for a little bit. And I was like, yeah, trying to tell Mike, hey, he's a South Carolina guy, You've had some success with those. So it's good to have him here. He's picking up everything. He's really mature. He's learning, and we're excited to have him.
Speaking of getting with the guys, when you came, they were warming up, and then you came on, and that whole school and everybody else was giving you a hard time. What was that moment like for you?
No, honestly, those are the moments that you kind of, in a sense, play this game for. Just seeing your teammates excited about the progress you've made after having a surgery, and just seeing them excited to have you out there. That's kind of for me, that's what I live for. I love my teammates. I love making them comfortable, making them happy. So it was great for me.
What kind of leader do you see yourself being, or do you work on? Just talk about your leadership and what you see.
For me, my leadership is it's vocal, and I try to go by action. I'm one to, if there's a problem, I'm one to, respectfully, let's address it and let's move forward. Nobody's bigger than the program. Nobody's bigger than, at the end of the day, the end goal is to win. So that's all I'm here for.
It sounded like Mike kind of involved you in the visit with Emmanwori.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was dope. It was super cool. I was there meeting with Mike, just chatting, and then Nick walked in, and we had a bet right before Nick walked in that he bet me would Nick know who I am. And, of course, I'm glad he did. He did know who I was, and so I won that bet with him. But it was good seeing it from that aspect, seeing how Coach handles that. And, after football, I have dreams to, be in this space and do certain things like that. So for me, that was super cool.
How much can continuity help this defense? I guess 10 of the guys who were 10 of 11 starters from the end of last season are back.
I think it's going to be special. I'm excited. I don't want to, give too much because we got to go, of course, put the work in. But if the vision lives up to what I think, it's going to be something crazy.
Was there a story behind the car that you got your mom?
Story behind it?
Yeah.
Other than we've been talking about this for years. What's her favorite brand of cars? And, of course, I went out there, and I knew she loved Mercedes. She's had an old Mercedes for a while, so seen that one, knew what color she wanted, gray with red seats, and it was match made in heaven.
Did you actually win anything on that bet with your coach?
Actually, no. I'm still waiting for that mic, by the way. So
what are you waiting for specifically?
we had something on it. I can't remember, but there's got to be something. Maybe a blitz he can throw in for me when the season starts. That'll work.
You get to start a bunch of games next to Tyrese after you came here.
Yeah.
How much communication did you have with him during the off season, and how much do you see from that position standpoint, the continuity at linebacker helping you guys right out the gate?
Yeah, for me, when I first got here, he was a guy that was kind of already talking to me. A lot of guys addressed him as Rook, but he had me being in year 4, he was helping me out learn the playbook and stuff. So we've had that relationship, and just to see how our relationship off the field has grown since, I got here, I think that's only going to make us, when we're on the field, play like we're the same person and, just be connected. So.
Now that you've been here a minute, what do you like about Seattle? Why these good routes?
Honestly, I'm a simple guy, so it's really simple living out here. It rains a lot, and I don't like to go anywhere, so it works out perfectly for me. So, I love it. The people here are nice. My family's comfortable. Met some nice neighbors, so I'm excited. It's fun for me.
People know you and Tyrese, obviously, as starters at linebacker. What about the rest of the guys in that linebacker room, and also Jamie Sheriff kind of making the move to that spot? I
say that to all of them, a bunch of ballers. Like, any given Sunday, if God forbid anything happens, but if those guys have to go out there and play meaningful reps, they can get the job done. Drake, Patty, D-Jack, Sheriff, Josh, those guys, they put the work in, and it shows. We push each other each and every day, regardless of, me being a starter or highest paid in there. I want them to push me just like I'm the guy on the low end of the totem pole. So we work. We go to work in that room, and we lift each other up, and if they had to go play, they can get it done.
We saw in the draft this year a couple of players that were inside backers that also play edge. Mm-hmm. You actually were pretty productive when you were coming off the edge last year. Is that something that you've worked on at all?
No, I've never had any work as far as blitzing, especially in college. South Carolina, I stood there, honestly, just went to tackle people. So that's kind of something that's, natural that I could work on a lot more and I could get better at. And that's one of the things that I'm looking for going into the season, fixing and correcting.
As you watch the defense during OTAs, how do you guys look?
Hoopers. I like us, man. I like us versus anything and anybody. And that's how I leave it.
You said you haven't played your best ball yet. What does your best ball look like?
Hooper. I can play better, and I'm excited. I'm excited for what we got coming here.
You said Hooper. I think it was in the 9th or something, in the top 10 in scoring defense last year. What do you feel like is the next step defensively for your group?
I think it's the little things. I think, honestly, it's being under Mike now for, some of those guys a whole year. getting to know him, getting to know how he likes to call the game. He makes it super easy for us. We prepare for it to be easy, but I just think just the growth that we'll have as a team connecting, being closer defense, not allowing, little mistakes to hinder us from, being where we need to be. I think those are where we'll take those steps from being, A to where we want to be, and that's the best in the league.
When you look back at some of those mistakes, could you attribute some of those to just, hey, you got a bunch of guys who haven't played together, haven't played in this defense for very long?
Yeah, you like to put it, all of it on that, but in certain situations it was, personal. It was us knowing what to do, just not doing it, or the moments just not being too big, but the moments are intense, and you have to be there for those moments, and you got to just rise to the occasion. And we didn't rise, and the other teams did. So I think that's where we got to, hone in on right now on defense.
You said hooper, and I know you're talking about football, but I assume you maybe played some basketball with some of the guys?
I suck at basketball. I like to watch it, and I know what a good hooper looks like, but me, I'm a rebounding guy.
What excites you about your front line and what they can do?
Just the versatility. I mean, you got guys up front that can play inside, play edge. We can do so many different things. Aden and D Law. They're just a bunch of beasts up front. You have to worry about him, the D line. You have to worry about those guys, and you, as an offense, you have to at first protect against those guys first. And I think that just gives the linebackers more opportunities, and secondary the ability to make more plays.
The attendance here at these OTAs is pretty much damn near 100%. 30-year-old, Reed, you got Williams,
right.
You got Hankins. What's that tell you about what you guys got going?
I think for this team, I think we're bought into the goal and the mission, and the goal is to put another banner up in here. And I think everyone believes in that, and we're going to show up to work and do what we have to do to make sure we get it done.
Did you guys talk internally about, hey, let's all show up, or you just all did it?
I think it wasn't something that we just sat there and said, hey, make sure you're here. But if we want to be who we say we're going to be, if we want to do what we want to do, and that's win, the best teams I've been around, OTAs, were really good. So I think that's just a direct reflection of what the work you get in here and what carries you into the season.
Anything else? Thanks, Ernest.
Good. Thank you.